Open data binding one. In this file, inner HTML you saw how it was working. So run this inner HTML and inner text. Inner HTML and inner text. Inner text come like this, directly text value. Inner HTML comes like this, the output of your HTML tag. One treat like a text, another treat like a HTML. Okay, so when we display only text message in the browser, we can use the text property. When we use HTML and text both together, then we will use this one called a inner HTML property. Now, how that all are going to help us? Our next example will guide. We'll create some certain example to get idea. Now, in this file, what we have discussed in HTML tag, whichever the tag we have, all are called the element in JavaScript. In HTML, whichever the tags we have, all the tags are called the element in JavaScript. Okay. Now JavaScript has a library called DOM, document object model. In your current page, whichever the tag you have, all the tags treat like the element. And to communicate with each and every element, we have got a function called get element by ID. Inside we have to pass the ID name, and based on ID, if the ID exists inside the current element, there we can send through inner text and inner HTML, we can send the content. Okay. That was we have discussed. Now, without ID is also possible or not? Possible. Instead of ID based on class is possible or not? That is also possible. Okay. I will give the example based on ID. ID we are going to follow now. We can follow based on tag name also and based on class also. Based on tag name and class, we'll be using the array concept. It's become little difficult. Based on ID will be complete easy. Directly you can communicate with the tag based on ID, you will understand easily. So create next file, data binding. We have not made it two, right? We have made only one page, data binding one. Create next file, data binding 2.html. Data binding 2.html. We can follow the HTML and then date. then script. Follow the body open close. Now inside that you will use the h1 tag, JavaScript inner text, and dot value example. Dot value example. Yeah, ready. Now go ahead, create a text box like paragraph, enter your name. Input type equal to text. Input type equal to text. ID equal to fname. ID equal to fname. Now create a button also here. Send value. On click, write a function call 1. Function call 1. Okay, ready? Next, after that, you have to write a function. Function 1. Function 1. Inside the function 1, you will use a variable full name equal to document dot get element. by ID. Document dot get element by ID. Okay. Which ID? Fname. Fname dot value. Fname dot value. Document dot get element by ID. Fname dot value. Fname dot value. Fname is pointing to text box. Under text box, suppose if I write here value, if I add a property called value, call Ganesh. So what we are trying to pick from there? Value. Under value, what is stored? Ganesh. So indirectly under full name, Ganesh only should come or something else. Ganesh only will come, no? It's saying like in current document, find the element by what? ID. Which ID? Fname. If Fname is exist, then what to do? Capture their value. Once it's capture the value of Fname, it will go under this variable because we have applied here equal to the value of the text box will go to the full name variable. That is called Ganesh. Put a alert and check once really Ganesh is coming or something else. Alert full name. Alert full name. Save the file, run the file, just directly click on send value. What is the alert? Let's run this file. If you click here directly, it will give alert as a Ganesh. The value of text box. The current value of text box is going to the JavaScript. Getting error? Okay. Yours working? See, the flow is like one way. From HTML, you are sending the value to JavaScript. It's one way. Still from JavaScript, we are not sending to HTML. If we send from the Java to HTML, then it will become another way. One way plus one way will become a two way. sending the value and then receiving the value. People ask in interview, what is data binding? We can see the process of sending the data from HTML to JavaScript and JavaScript to HTML. That is called as a data binding. They may ask type of binding. We can say we have one way, means only sending the value. In case the people ask any other way, then we can say two ways, send the value and receive the value. Then when to send the value, without clicking or after clicking? After clicking, then this will become a event-based two-way binding. When we enter the value and click is the event, and on click what you are sending the value. Where? JavaScript. JavaScript will return back to the HTML. Number one you are sending and number two you are receiving. But question is when? On click. Correct? On click. So sending and receiving become a two-way. And when happen? On click. If click become an event, then we can say event-based two-way binding. Event-based two-way binding. Okay, when data went and came on basis of certain event. Okay. So that way we can explain when we send the data only, that is called one way. When we send and receive the data, that is called as a two-way. But on click, on submit, on load, when we send, these all are called as event-based data binding. Okay. So everywhere you have data binding only, but without event, how it will happen? When page will load, data will come in the browser. That's called event-based. Page load happen, event got fire, that is called onload event happen the content when you open website, when the website will open, the pop-up window will come, enter your email id, that is called again on event only. When the page load happen, onload event got fire, and then JavaScript call a page and saying like enter your email id. So everything is based on event based only. Maybe two-way, definitely two-way only, because user will give the input, user want output. Correct? It's not like given the input and output will come after 6 years. Give the input and get the output. So then on click. So event based only data binding will be everywhere in the project. Okay. Now this data is coming as an alert. It is not going to HTML. So in HTML now we'll create a place where we can display the name. So we'll create a paragraph tag here, not paragraph, H1 we can write. And under the H1 we can write ID equal to my name. ID equal to my name. Okay, my name. So you will take the value from F name and give to my name. We are taking value from F name only, no, as an S, and we want to display under the H1. So what is the ID of H1? My name. Mm-hmm. My. You can use also fat arrow method, anonymous method, and this method. All three is fine. But your habit should be right to which method? Fat arrow method. Okay. Here, instead of here, you can what you can write? Fat arrow method. Okay. You can use all three methods, but last method, if you follow fat arrow method, people, if someone will look into the code, they will feel little okay. You have little extra knowledge. You know, little higher part of JavaScript. Okay. Go now. Now, in the previous example, you have seen the inner text. Through inner text, we are sending the text data to HTML. Now we have a H1 with the ID called my name. We'll go here, document dot get element by ID, particular ID dot inner text equal to full name. Inner text equal to full name. So you can now click on button. As soon as you click on button, the connects will appear in H1. value of text box will appear in H1. Coming. Check now. So this is the page. Once we click on send button, it will say Ganesh. Change here Ganesh Bangalore. Click on save button again. Value button. Save Ganesh Bangalore. Myself Ganesh from Bangalore. Myself Ganesh from Bangalore. So everything we have entered here only under the text box. Whatever the value we enter under the text box, that value will come in the browser. Value will come under the browser. Okay. Coming down. Flow is clear or not? Let me come to the screen and open the tool. I will open the tool. Where are you? Okay. See here. The value. Value got stored in which variable? Ganesh stored under the value variable. Now this value property you are calling under the JavaScript as a dot value. Under the value, what will come? Ganesh will come. Indirectly from here, Ganesh will go to where? Ganesh will come to the full name. Now from full name, this Ganesh we are sending to where? Here full name. And from here full name, where you are sending? You are sending to my name. So value is input is under the HTML and output also under the HTML. But since HTML was, see now what happened? Let's erase how to erase. In the wrong tool, reset option there anyway. Erase. Clear all lines. Okay. Now in this we have the value was under the HTML. From HTML went to JavaScript, and from JavaScript came back to the HTML. Okay. This part should be very strong. That is the main important part. Okay. How to collect the value from user and how to send the value to the browser. Collect from the browser and send to the browser. Most important part. From next. Now, here you are displaying the full name directly. Let it be. Leave this example till here only. Below you write a paragraph. Inside the paragraph, write as a total. 0 char. Total as a 0. We want how many character name you have entered under the text box. We should display the length of that character below. Saying like Ganesh is 10 character. Okay. If suppose Ganesh is Ganesh 6 character. So we need to display a message below. Ganesh is how many? 6 character. Okay. So we have seen in JavaScript also length property. Using length we can find the length. Here we are using the same length only. we can use the full name dot length. Okay, calm down. Now name you are displaying under the my name. Length of the name should go to the which variable? Total. That is a paragraph. Look at here. First create a variable called msg equal to full name plus is plus full name dot length. Full name plus is full name dot length. So what it will say now? This is the message you are generating. Under full name, what you will get? Ganesh. It will say Ganesh is 5. Ganesh is 6. Plus, in double quote, we can write Paris. Paris. Chars. Cars. It says Ganesh is 6 cars. That is a message. Now that message we need to send to the browser under the total. So document dot get element by ID. We have an ID called total dot inner text equal to msg. Document dot get element by ID total dot inner text equal to msg. Okay, ready? It now working or not? Zero. Click on this. Ganesh is 6 cars. Ganesh Bangalore. How many should come? 16. Check. One space is there. That is also value. 16 is Ganesh Bangalore is 16 cars. If you understand that inner text and taking the value, sending the value, it's a very, very important point. Okay. So we will create some example. Take the value from one side and display in another side. Take from one side and display in another side. Okay. So hope working. Yes, no should come in chat. Today some more people are missing. Some 2, 3 was there. Okay, Sai, some have exam. And where are remaining people? Upload. All videos are there in the chat. YouTube, you can see. I upload the video night 1 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Maybe mostly you will be sleeping that time. Video will convert after 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock night. Then I need to upload it. Okay. Okay, so hope it is working. Let's create next file. Data binding 3. You are joking, right? Who is that? Sanak Patnaik. Yesterday was not recorded, then yesterday video how you will get? Day before yesterday it was uploaded, that videos are there in the chat. Where? In the June. You already yesterday we have not recorded. Still you are repeating the same line. One person need Okay, let's go ahead. Create next file. Data binding 3.html. There we will play with the dot value and inner text. Dot value and inner text. Data binding 3. Data script. Body open, body close. Right there, a table. Table Align as center, cell padding as a 10. Write a caption. That's true. JavaScript 2A. Two-way communication. TH and TD. In one TD, create a text box. Input type equal to text. In one TD, ID equal to fname. In second TD, give ID equal to my name. One TR will work. Create a TR. Add one TD. Call span equal to 2. This HTML code become more. Write a button. Call forward. So details. So details. See how many TD we have now? 2 TD. 1 TD we have here. Let's give some weights per table. Weight gives weight 500. Weight 500. Weight will be there. In the second TD, put a question mark. So that we will come to know where is that. We have to take the value from first TD and display under the second TD. Input type equal to text, ID equal to fname. So we are getting a question mark, something like this. We'll enter the value under the left, name, and that will display in the right. So keep a text here also, like suppose name. Okay, keep one more tr below, similar tr, copy and paste here, mobile, 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 id equal to mobile, and id equal to my mobile. So you have to take the value from fname and give to my name. You have to take the value from mobile and give to my mobile. So take from the text box and display under the TD. Text from text box and display under the TD. So add these two TR, one TR here and one TR here. Anything you give, input type equal to number and text command. Okay, now on button click, call a function call one. Call a function call one. Table, okay. Table you close there only. Table will be closed in the last. See your table is closed here itself. Here only. That should be closed here in the last. Closing tag is there. Table closing tag should be in the last. Okay, ready or not? Something like this. Two text box. Hmm. When we enter here, we'll take the value from name and give to my name. Now, what is the my name? My name is the ID of TD. Here, my mobile is the ID of TD. You have to take from the F name and give to my name. Take from the mobile and give to my mobile. When on button click, which button click? Function 1. So come up, write the script function 1. Function 1 will be here a variable name equal to document dot get element by id, get element by id, which id? F name dot value, document dot get element by id, F name dot value. Okay, now come down and you will take the value from F name and store where? Name variable. Now take the value from the mobile and store under the mobile variable. So the name will go to the name variable and mobile will go to the mobile variable. F name we are taking. The ID is called as F name. F name dot value. The value of F name will go to the name variable. The value of mobile will go to where? Mobile. Okay. Now from the name we have to send to the my name, and from mobile we have to send to the my mobile. Check now. Come below. So how to pick the value? Document dot get by ID, ID dot value. You can take the value from text box. So we have written mobile dot value. Then we have written fname dot value. Fname is the first text box and mobile is the second text box. Both value will come and store under the name and mobile. Now next after that we can write here. We can write here document dot get by ID. Which ID? That is called my name. My name dot inner text. Inner text equal to name. My name dot inner text equal to name. My name dot inner text equal to name. Now you understood what is holding under the name? Under the name, it will hold the value of fname. And similar way, my mobile equal to my mobile dot inner steps equal to mobile. Check now, value whichever you have entered, is it correct? This should be my mobile. My mobile. Should be my mobile. My mobile. We have right. Yes. My name we have. So working. Whichever the value entered under the first, we go here. The value of second will go under the second. Enter in the left, display in the right. Here you have the problem. ID. Check what is the ID you have given in HTML. Button click which function you are calling. Then again come to JavaScript. Those ID and function is called. Those are exist or not. No. ID is the F name. Here in the F name. See how it will happen. N is capital, N is small. M is capital, M is small. Should be similar, no? Like it a variable name. Fname is okay, Fname is okay, mobile is okay, my name should work now. Sequence. Enter anything. Second one also we can test. ID mismatch, then it will not find me. See, get element by function, what it will do? It will search particular ID in your current page. If that ID exists, then only it will take the value. JavaScript, you have case sensitive language. Uppercase and lowercase both are different. Both are not same. Okay. Yes. Go next. Now, the two field we are able to capture. Two field we are able to capture. Now, can you add one more here? Email and display email. Try if the flow is clear for you. Add one more email ID text box, and when we enter the value, it should display in the right side. Try. Even I will also write, but you can try 2 minutes. Add one email box, and whichever the value we enter, that value should come in the right side. Yeah. We are able to take from left and display in the right. Let me add and show you as well. You can try it. So first we can add one more tr here. Yeah, that is called email. Give id as a email. And here id as a my. Now you have to take from the email and give to my email. ID can be anything. It can be anything. No special character. Alphanumeric anything. Okay. Underscore hyphen, but no special character. So email take and give to my email. So what we'll do is here, we'll take the value of email dot value, maybe stored under the email only. This is JavaScript variable. Here you need to send to the my email, right? And you can pass here again. That's all. Take the value from email, store under a variable, and that variable pass to my email. So it will take from the left side and display under the right hand side. Okay, go ahead. Next, let's see it once. Suppose 1, 2, 3. Right side display 1, 2, 3. Now we can create one text area here and display the value in the right side. Text area. Yeah, message box. Try one. Okay. Add one text area and display the value again in the right side. Text area. Big text box. Text area open, text area close. That value should appear in the right side. Created. text area, call message, text area open, text area close, then ID as a message. Here will be again my message. Next, we need to go to JavaScript part, message and my message. Come up. You need to add one line. Take the value from message, store into the MSG variable, and from MSG send to where? And send to my message, and value is called MSG. Same formula. Dot value only your value. Take from text area, store in a variable, variable give to again particular. Ready? So we'll go here. We'll enter the value under the text area, and then we'll click on next button. Value should appear in the right side. Name Ganesh, mobile number something, email, internet. The spelling is wrong in a text. Dot value. Take ID has the problem. ID is not there. ID. Dot value have written that exists or not. Somewhere dot value that should exist. Not working. Not working. This is on click. This one I have written on click. When you click on button, then it is happening. Same thing you can convert into on key up also. When you type under the text box, the value will display in the right side. Type in any text box, all value will appear in the right side. ID message. The ID for text box, F name, mobile, email, message. Okay. F name, ID for the mobile, ID for the F name dot value, mobile dot value, email dot value, message. Stored under the name mobile, email. Here variable name is email. Here variable name is mail. Change to email. Change this. Replace it. ID. That is from the browser cookies. Browser cookies is remembering your browser cookies. From there it is coming. If you clear the browser history, that will get removed. Okay. Okay. Come now. We'll create the next file. So this is working. Next file will be based on some calculation. We will enter the value, two value, 10 and 20. If you click on add button, it should give the sum. If you click on a star button, then it should give the multiply. Click on division button, it should give the div. So come there. Next file you create data binding 3.html. Or no, that will not do. First we will complete this one on type. So write called data binding 3 or 4. 4. Data binding 4. 4.html. Data binding 4.html. In that, data binding 4.html file, you will take the copy of 3. Complete, keep the copy of 3. Okay. Remove the button from which file? Oh, button is not required. Okay. Button is not required. What we want to do is, we saw yesterday event on key up. One event was there, no, yesterday, on key up. Yes, sir. On key down, on key up, right? So now for the text boxes, we will call on key up. On key up equal to that function. Function call one. Simple. Call in each text boxes on key up equal to function one. In all text boxes, we call on key up equal to function one. Ready? Now type in any text box, the value will appear in the right side. On key up equal to function one, you type anywhere, the value will appear in right side while typing itself. On key up, function one will call. Function one will take the value of text field and pass in the right hand side. Okay. Something like this. You should create a very good page in Bootstrap. One block in the left and one block in the right. In one row, how many columns? Two columns, 6 and 6. You can create one column 6 in the left and one 6 in the right. Inside the 6, you should create a form. Like maybe you can use the same example. You can use with the Bootstrap. Create a form. Enter your name, your email ID, your PIN code, your city, your all the details in the left side. And when you type, automatically it should appear in the right side. Data binding, what is saying now? User is entering the value, enter under the first 6 and display under the second 6. Okay. Data binding says like user interaction will happen to UI. He will do some changes in the UI. He will enter the value under the UI. Now that value should get processed by JavaScript, and after that output should come in UI. So here we are entering the value. In that processing is not happening, but value exchange is happening. You enter under the HTML and it should come in HTML only. But since HTML is not capable, so who is doing? Java. One side from left hand side, HTML given the value to JavaScript. JavaScript given the value to where? Right side. Okay. And this is called data binding. Okay, data binding. You are playing as of now with a static data. It may be data will store inside a array. And once you click on the button, read the data from array and display in HTML. Okay. Maybe click on a button. A for loop will run 1 to 100, and in the page it will display the count of 200. Earlier, all was happening in the console. Remember, they printed no for loop 1 to 10, something. For loop do while loop, right? Now, so the similar data, similar content, we need to display under the browser. So again here, the concept will come as data binding. Today onwards, if anywhere you read the line called is a data binding or what is data binding, explain the data binding. Your answer should be very clean and clear. You should say like one side is a user, another side is the HTML, and the back side is the JavaScript. Now user interaction will happen to HTML, and whenever the user will enter the value, that value will pass to the JavaScript. Now JavaScript will process the data and return back to where? HTML. Okay. So this is the communication. The sending the value of HTML to JavaScript and again sending back from JavaScript to HTML. This is called as a data binding. Maybe people can ask in that, what are the property used? So you use one property now, inner text. We use a property called inner HTML. We use the property called console.login. Dot value. Using dot value, what you are doing? You are picking the value. And using inner text and using inner HTML, we are assigning the value. Correct? So we saw how many properties? 3 properties. Suppose in your computer, Windows 10 mostly you have. Okay. So this all are called as now data. You are playing with the data. You are not playing with the properties. Suppose this is the text box. You want to increase the size of text box. You want to disable the text box. Right? In your system Windows 10.8, you have a feature when you go to the network. When you go to the network, in the network, you will enter the username and password. You have a button called show password. Will be there or not? Show password. There will be show password button. So will be there. Once you click on show, it will display the value. After that, again, it will hide the value. Now look, remember your HTML. If you want to hide any value, which type use? Input type equal to password. Correct? When we write input type equal to password, what will happen? It will not display the value of text box. But at the same time, if we change input type equal to text, it will display the value of text box. Now suppose there will be button here. Click on button. You will call the JavaScript. And after calling the JavaScript, see what is the type? Type is a text. You have picked the value. Now similar way, you can write document.getElement by ID fname.type equal to password. Now what will happen? This type will convert into password. As soon as you convert into password, your value will be encrypted. Again, you click another button, call a function, document.getElement by ID fname.type equal to text. Whichever the value is there, it will be displayed there. So JavaScript has so many things. We will be implementing them. Okay. A small task will be for you. If you can try, you can try it. Let me design that and give you. Okay, it is just take the value and display the value. Take the value from HTML and display inside the JavaScript. Suppose one text box you have here as a 5. One more text box you have here. And there is one button called add. Okay, here the button called add. Okay, add. We enter here 5 and enter again under the second box also as how much? 5. Okay. Yeah. Serum here. Okay. Okay, I'll call you back in 10 minutes. I'm in a class now. Let me finish and then call you. Okay. Next, after that, 5 and 5. How much? Once you click on add button, suppose you are given for this ID. You have to give the ID, then only we can take the value. Suppose the ID of this text box, ID of this text box is N1 and ID of this text box is N2. N2 should be N2. N2. Now ID of the first text box is N1 and ID of second text box is N2. And here you have one, here assume you have one H1. Suppose there is a H1. For this H1 ID equal to total. And you are given by default as a 0 and close the H1. Close the H1. Okay. Now you will write a function in JavaScript. On button click, you will call a function. In that function, you will take the value of N1 and take the value of N2. Use the plus operator. And after using the plus operator, N1 plus N2, you send to where? Total. So while taking the value, which property you will follow? Document dot get element by ID N1 dot value. Document dot get element by ID N2 dot value. And below you will write document dot get element by ID total dot inner text. ID is a total dot inner text equal to what? N1 plus N2. That's all addition happen. This is your homework. Okay, you can try it. On a small homework, you can try it. It will be helpful. So hope look like possible or difficult? Easy only. You can do possible, but at last you will feel like it's incomplete. What is that incomplete? If you try, then only get to know. Okay, try that. Once you try, if expected output will not come, you can message me in WhatsApp or you can message in the group. A screenshot. I will guide you what to do the solution. Okay. We can do addition, right? Addition only, no. But sure you will face some problem. When you face the problem, output will come. I'm not saying output will not come. Output will come. But desired output will not come. Okay. When you enter 5 plus 5, it will give you 55. It will not give you 10. If you enter 1 plus 1, it will give you 11. It will not give you 2. Okay. Then you can send me the screenshot in WhatsApp. I'll guide you what is the problem for that. Okay. Okay, then we can see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow we will enter some more data binding. Hope these examples are helping you, right? So these all are the complete backbone of your JavaScript. Okay. JavaScript, only JavaScript is not going to do anything. JavaScript is going to do a lot of things, but it's need a front-end technology, HTML. Now between these two, there should be very good cooperation. How to send and how to receive. What to send and what to receive. Okay. Those points are important. So we'll guide tomorrow again, image related. Okay. Property binding and image related some stuff will work tomorrow. And then we'll again come next time. 1 month time is sufficient time. Okay. When we started, I think fourth or fifth class today. Fifth, today is the fifth class. Fifth class. Fourth videos I have. Let me see how many videos are there. Video should be, today should be sixth class. Video should be 5 video including today. I have total 5 videos are there. Okay. 5 videos are there. Yesterday we have missed out. That was the sixth. And today is the seventh. Okay. So 1 month is sufficient time in that. If you are what we are learning daily, if you remember that, then it will be helpful. But if you forget, then problem. In WhatsApp, I cannot send you file. You can download from here. I suggested in the beginning, when you want file, log in the Zoom app. Zoom app so that you can get the file. HTML file, program file, I will not send you in the WhatsApp. Yeah, I will show you the code. You can take the screenshot. This is the code. Take one copy, a screenshot. I will show you again bottom section. You can take the next screenshot. Take this much.